From the Trade Fair grounds, hello and welcome to this week's edition of the program Business Time. This is a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. My name is William Kumwembe. Coming up in the program today, we look at the essence of the trade fair for local businesses and the economy at large, as Malawi has been hosting such fairs for a number of years. What essence do these fairs have? Do businesses make the most of such fairs? And also in the program, we look at how systematically positioned are local businesses to tap the opportunities brought about by international exhibitors at a trade fair like this. We have this and other stories. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. This is Business Time. I'm William Kumwembe and we are at the Trade Fair grounds in Blantyre. In our main story in the program today, for decades Malawi has been hosting trade fairs like this, but there has been mixed reactions and concerns regarding the essence and relevance of such exhibitions to Malawian traders and the economy at large. Now, for our first story, Benedetta Chiwandamia has been speaking with some of the exhibitors here to find out the relevance and significance of the trade fairs, as concerns are arising that there could be some drop in terms of attendance and participation over the years. How significant is the trade fair?
For over 30 years, the Malawi International Trade Fair has traditionally acted as a barometer of business confidence and economic activity in the country. However, interviews with exhibitors at this year's 36th fair painted a mixed picture regarding expectations and experiences at this year's fair, with some participants highlighting low patronage and reduced exhibitor participation among the key challenges. When Times Business visited the Chichiri Trade Fair grounds in Blantyre on Monday, the venue was bustling with activities, loud music, and large numbers of students attending the designated career day, set aside to give learners an opportunity to interact with businesses and potential future employers to better understand different career paths. One of the long-standing exhibitors, seed manufacturer Bayer Malawi Limited, who has been participating for over 5 years, underscored the importance of the Malawi International Trade Fair as a key platform the company has been using in sharing information to farmers on seed technologies as well as access. Retail Relationship Management Officer for the South, Dominic Dzidzi, noted that farmers have been coming to the trade fair to acquire knowledge, but turnout has been declining over the years.
Comparing to other years that we have participated, there's a difference. I think previously we used to have farmers by this time. They are already into winter production, but I see this year little farmers are coming to acquire and inquire information and buy seeds. So the turnout is very low compared to previous years, but farmers are coming to appreciate the performance of our hybrids for the past rain season. So farmers are giving out good expectations from our hybrids.
Another frequent exhibitor, Blueberry Travel, through marketing executive Miles Ganizani, said the fair has provided the company with an opportunity to connect with customers and create new business opportunities, although patronage has declined compared to previous years.
So far, it's going well. People have been showing interest, and a lot of people have been coming, but I'm noticing a difference in terms of participation for the exhibitors. The number is growing slow compared to the past years. People are still coming, more especially yesterday, because it was a weekend on Sunday. So there was a lot of people. A lot of them are showing interest, and we hope that after this, we're going to make a lot of customers.
And one of the international exhibitors, the Tanzanian High Commission, which also brought traders to the fair, described the platform as important for strengthening trade linkages between Malawi and Tanzania. A representative from the Tanzanian High Commission, Yvonne Gomani, said the event has created business opportunities.
So far, so good. As you can see, people are coming here. We have a lot of customers here, and people are appreciating the Tanzania products and the Tanzania clothes. It's very important because we are promoting our products from Tanzania. So it's very important for our people and for their businesses, and even for Malawians because they are getting products from Tanzania.
The participation trends over the years highlight the importance and relevance of the fair despite the changing economic situations and market dynamics. In 2019, the fair attracted about 189 local exhibitors and only 3 foreign firms, representing a decline from the previous year when 222 local exhibitors and delegates from 13 countries took part. The following year, the fair was cancelled altogether due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which also saw a subdued number of participants in 2021, but the event gradually regained momentum in subsequent years, attracting nearly 200 exhibitors in 2023 and over 170 local and international exhibitors in 2024. This year, organizers say 243 exhibitors are participating, including 8 international exhibitors, the highest figure recorded in recent years. Some exhibitors also argue that traditional trade fair models are increasingly competing with digital marketing platforms, which are often cheaper and capable of reaching wider audiences beyond the physical exhibition grounds. Contrary to other views, MCCCI Business Development Manager Wezi Mngoni said this year's event has started on a positive note, with improved participation and patronage compared to last year.
Our target was to get to at least 15,000 participants, which is what we had last year. And so far, we have already exceeded 7,000. And we have got 4 more days remaining to conclude the fair. So I'm very optimistic that by the end of the fair, we're going to have the numbers that we wanted to have in terms of patronage. So I'm not that worried. The pavilions are the specified spaces that we give our exhibitors to occupy in order for them to display their products. So I think we have been affected by funding. We had several organizations that were sponsoring mainly SMEs to participate in these fairs. But this time around, about 2 or 3 organizations had put out, citing a lack of funding. So that is why we have got less pavilions.
While the relevance of the Malawi International Trade Fair cannot be overemphasized, changing realities means authorities must move with urgency to do things differently in order to drive economic transformation.
Now, one of the exhibitors here at the International Trade Fair is Mozambique. Mozambique is one of the key strategic partners, neighbors of Malawi. Why? Because Mozambique is closer to the sea and is a strategic country in as far as trade and business for Malawi is concerned. A number of businesses and companies from Mozambique are exhibiting a number of services and products here at the International Trade Fair. But apart from that, Governor for Zambezia province in Mozambique, Augusto Motase, has been in the country discussing with a number of officials and authorities in as far as the essence of using the Mozambique side for trade is concerned. How is Malawi positioned and its businesses to make the most of the opportunities that Mozambique provides in as far as trade and business and investment is concerned?
Addressing the Malawi and Mozambican business persons in Blantyre, Zambezia Province Governor Augusto Matos said Malawian businesses could also make the most of the Quelimane port. The port is comparatively the closest to landlocked Malawi at about 306 kilometers away. Matos, the Quelimane port, provides the shortest and most efficient route to the Indian Ocean, thereby reducing inland haulage costs.
We understand that Malawi will greatly benefit from using the port of Quelimane, given the distance separating Zambezia and the port of Quelimane from Malawi. Malawi has the shortest distance to access the sea using the port of Quelimane. Therefore, the country will have advantages not only in exporting what Malawi produces, but above all, in importing the raw materials that Malawi needs, from fertilizers and seeds to other products for its manufacturing.
Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry Director of Business Environment, Laki Mfungwe, said the available opportunity is ideal for local businesses and the economy. He said the Zambezi-Kelimane corridor presents an ideal platform for regional cooperation, and its effective use could unlock economic transformation and promote intra-African trade.
Yeah, indeed. I think, as I pointed out earlier on in the speech, to say, we are a land-linked country, and them opening up and giving us space on the Kelimane port is a great opportunity that we must utilize, because it is going to ease our businesses. It is going to reduce the cost of doing business in trading. So we'll be engaging our members, particularly those that are into export business, to utilize this opportunity, but also to engage authorities to ensure that we invest and be part of the infrastructure development, particularly in the area that they've given to us here in. So we'll encourage our government, but also the private sector, to run perhaps a public-private partnership to ensure that we engage and work together with our colleagues who have offered an opportunity in Mozambique.
HS Winehouse Beverages board member Rachel Mijiga said the company was already in talks with Mozambican authorities for possible entry into the country.
We are still within Africa, so we would love to go global, but we're saying why go very far when the market is right here? Because when you look at Africa as a continent, it represents a population of 450 billion people.
The meeting was held under the theme Zambezia Open for Business, Trade and Investment for Malawi through the port of Kelimane.
Remember, this is Business Time, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country, and my name is William Kumwembe. Today we are here at the Chichiri Trade Fair grounds, where Malawi is hosting the 36th International Trade Fair. We're discussing with so many exhibitors here on the essence and relevance of trade fairs like this. Many years since Malawi started hosting such events. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Business Time, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country, and my name is William Kumwembe. Once again, we're here at the Trade Fair grounds in Blantyre, where Malawi is hosting the 36th International Trade Fair, and a number of countries are exhibiting a number of commodities and various goods here at the International Trade Fair. One of the countries participating at this fair is Tanzania, which is also a strategic partner for Malawi, direct access to the sea, with one of the most routes that Malawi uses to import most of its commodities. For an answer on how Tanzania and Malawi could make the most of such interaction, journalist Chimwemwe Mangazi caught up with officials from Tanzania and has filed this report.
Tanzania High Commissioner to Malawi Agnes Kayola says in her country there is a growing focus on economic diplomacy and regional trade promotion. She says Tanzania has continued to invest heavily in promoting trade opportunities through its embassies and foreign missions, with Malawi remaining one of its key regional trading partners.
We are doing this because now the Tanzania economic diplomacy, which is the central pillar of the modern foreign policy, shifting the nation's international focus from historical liberation efforts to global trade, investment, attraction, and regional integration, that has forced us as the High Commission to participate in these international fairs. Under the current leadership of our President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the country has invested heavily in the embassies around the world. And because of that, the High Commissioner here in Malawi now is supposed to market the products which are available in the country, the opportunities available in terms of investment opportunity, trade, agriculture, and all that important sectors which are growing in our nation.
Industrialization, Business, Trade and Tourism Minister Simon Itai says Malawi must leverage regional trade partnerships.
We have the MITC, which is responsible for investments as well as trade. They are looking out to see the markets outside this country to assist whoever is interested in exporting. Part of it is their role to do that. We are also working very close with the Chamber of Commerce because the Chamber of Commerce participates in different international fairs, just like we have here, and we've got foreigners. So through that, we do believe that we'll be able to identify some markets. We are currently exporting items, and most of the items that we are exporting, they are the traditional products and some new products, but most of them are raw. We are exporting raw materials. We are saying let's try to value add by using corporate societies that we have and that we can create, and also by looking at the small and medium entrepreneurs that are already here. By looking at the value addition and trying to assist the small and medium entrepreneurs, we may be able, once again, to import substitute, export where possible, and save our forex.
And Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry President is Ronald Ngwira.
So the macroeconomic environment is a little bit of a challenge, and much as there are efforts being put in recently, it's been quite a while since the export value has been declining in Malawi. And so currency normalization, availability of FX, policy alignment are some of the low-hanging fruit which we need to work on. Yes, we've had some challenges with weather. We've had all the floods and the cyclones, but above and beyond that, the macroeconomic situation has not been the best, not been favorable. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel, be it the mining sector, be it a listening government that is intentionally and deliberately pushing, then we will push together. So we welcome the new minister's push and drive. We'll open it with open arms, whether it's the export processing zones, the SE special economic zones, whether it's just the policy alignment. But ultimately, as the Chamber, we hope to be the voice of the business. We hope to work together with the ministry to make sure that we can remove some of the roadblocks, access to foreign exchange, access to policy enhancement, policy consistency, that the economic drive from the transformation coming through members of the Chamber can push the industrialization drive.
International Trade Center TradeMap statistics show that Malawi's imports from Tanzania increased significantly from $236 million in 2023 to $340.6 million in 2024 before reaching $532.5 million in 2025.
Now, India is one of the strategic countries in as far as trade for Malawi is concerned. A number of goods and services come from India into Malawi. A few, of course, move from Malawi to India. But how are the two countries, whose levels of economy are relatively different, positioned to make the most of their bilateral trade? Journalist Kingsley just caught up with Indian High Commissioner to Malawi, Amaralam Gwajam, to understand how Malawi and India are positioned to make the most of their bilateral relationship.
Today we organized this event to create more awareness among the Malawian and Indian business people on the forthcoming India-Africa Forum Summit, as well as India-Africa Business Dialogue and Exhibition and International Big Cat Alliance Summit. So as I have mentioned in my remark that India is going to hold 3 major events from 28 May to 2nd of June. So first it is the India-Africa Forum Summit, which is going to take place after 11 years of gap. So expectations from both sides, from Indian sides as well as from our partners in African sides, are also very high. because since the summit is taking place after 11 years of gap. And second one is the International Big Cat Alliance. So this is the very new initiative which India has launched in 2023 to conserve the big 7 species of big cats as a global initiative. So this would be the first International Big Cat Alliance Summit is taking place on 1st June. And the third is the India-Africa Business Dialogue and Exhibition. That would be going to organized parallelly to the India-Africa Forum Summit. So trade and investment is also very, very important pillar of the relations, India's relations with African partners countries. I want to mention here that India's bilateral trade with the whole African continent, it is around $82 billion. And trade balance is almost in both continents and India's favor. We can say that India exports 42 and African partners export 40. So it is almost a balanced trade. And in India's investment in Africa is also around $80 billion. So trade and business also is a very important vertical. So we are organizing this India-Africa Business Dialogue where it would be an opportunity for the business people from Malawi and from African partner countries to interact with the Indian business people and to convince them to forge a win-win partnership, to create a joint venture partnership, to attract investment to Africa. So this is the idea, because it is a you can meet at all captains of Indian industry as a one roof, under the one roof.
One of the exhibitors here at the trade fair is VIP Security. The company says it's systematically positioned to complement efforts that local security agencies are deploying as far as security is concerned. I caught up with one of the officials there to understand what products and services are answering these questions.
Traditionally, it used to be noted as if being a security guard is something someone cannot do. But looking at the economy as it is evolving, people are starting to realize the need for security in a company, because security, private security officers like VIP, they bring peace and stability in a certain way, as they will be complementing government efforts. Because as government, they've got the institutions of the Malawi Police Service and the National Army. Now, when you look at the population of Malawi, not everybody can be employed in those institutions. So the private sector, like VIP Security, they come in to complement the gaps which government cannot fill on their own. So in so doing, lately we've been seeing an influx of people, both men and women, who want to join the police forces. And why is it? It is because of the use of these technological systems which I spoke about earlier. Because when you speak about CCTV monitoring, when you speak about alarm systems where we've got panic buttons as VIP, people would want to be associated with security with a component of technology within them.
Well, with that story, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time, a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. Today, we're highlighting the essence of the trade fair here at the trade fair grounds in Blantyre. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Mwembe. Thank you for watching. Always remember, if it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. Stay safe and goodbye for now.